next topic where we got to talk about the odds finally being in the Bears' favor. I broke this down over on the Chicago Bears podcast today. Thought that it was really good to bring here. Some really good talking points by Dave Kludge, talking about success is an arbitrary term when you're talking about these quarterbacks, but he gave you 5 benchmarks that could indicate success. 4,000-yard plus passing season this season, 30-plus touchdowns in a season, 80-plus careers starts, winning a playoff game, making the Pro Bowl. Here's the numbers that speak in the Chicago Bears' favor at the quarterback position here. And I'm not going to lie, if I'd seen these numbers in the beginning, not to say I wouldn't have wanted Justin here, but I could have understood more of it's an obvious you have to move on from this guy argument.
Okay.
I could have been able to
this is taking a different time.
Put it in the right context.
I didn't expect them to go that route with it. All right,
because the numbers are so overwhelmingly high, and the people who are out on it, I know why they're out. Okay. So here's the numbers. Quarterbacks, there's been 20 quarterbacks drafted in first overall in the last 30 years. 4,000 yards, 70% of them have been able to hit that. 30-plus touchdowns in a season, 45% of the quarterbacks have been able to hit that, which is a really high number. Like 30-plus touchdowns, a lot of freaking touchdowns
about
in a
half
season.
Of them hit it. All right, cool.
80-plus starts, 81% of quarterbacks have been able to hit that.
Oh, you're saying as a cumulative of their career?
As the whole career.
Oh.
No, how would you have 80 starts in a season?
No, we're trying.
That'd be difficult.
When you said touchdowns, I was looking at some numbers I was looking at. Then I tuned you out, and then I came.
Yeah, that's usually how that goes.
For context, because I think maybe you wrote into it, but just to give context, these are numbers over a course of 5 years, something like that. What is
these? A number over the course of these guys' careers.
Okay, it's a career now.
But some of these guys are younger, some of these guys are older. So here's the other thing too. So these are the quarterbacks. Let me finish giving you the numbers, and then I give you the quarterbacks. I know I got ADD. You can't throw me off like that.
Use some music. Sorry.
Quarterbacks that have playoff wins. 70% of the first overall quarterback picks have a playoff win.
I like that.
Quarterbacks who have made a Pro Bowl. 70% of the quarterbacks that are in that list have made a Pro Bowl. I sit here and hear the guys who are on the list. And like I said, a couple of them you can kind of see why it didn't work out or hasn't worked out to this point that haven't met those standards. Bryce Young last year.
You know why he did.
God-awful team.
Still got 3,000 yards, though.
But on a god-awful team.
God-awful team, no protection.
Jamarcus Russell.
Bust.
Did it to himself. Jamarcus did it to himself.
You got to put the biggest in front of that.
Biggest in front of that, man.
Got to put
Jordan.
David Carr.
Well, injuries,
no protection.
No protection.
Got sacked 70-plus times his first season.
Yeah. Jesus, I would have quit.
And Tim Couch. Tim Couch is the only one on here where I'm like, yeah, you're just bad. You're actually a bad quarterback. That's a miss. Tim Couch is just not good.
Are those the only names on there?
Those are the only busts by the standards and metrics that he put in on this. I'll give you the quarterbacks here. Over the last 30 years, there have been 20 quarterbacks selected number 1 overall. Drew Bledsoe, Peyton Manning, Tim Couch, Michael Vick, David Carr, Carson Palmer, Eli Manning, Alex Smith, Jamarcus Russell, Matthew Stafford, Sam Bradford, Cam Newton, Andrew Luck, Jameis Winston, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, Kyler Murray, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Bryce Young.
For the most part, studs.
And even the guys on that list that you're kind of like, there's still like some good that you see, right? Like if Jameis Winston doesn't have a team, basically, it doesn't have the NFL basically just say, you're a backup now, sir. He's still starting.
Yeah, he's a starter.
He had starting caliber talent. He did not have elite caliber talent.
He didn't have leadership qualities.
And I think that could be the thing as well. And he's not, maybe some question marks with coaching. But when you listen to the names on that list, you feel like, okay, at a minimum, we're going to be here. And the guys who are the busts on that list, you know the reasons why they're bust. Jamarcus Russell was a bust, not because of his talent, because he didn't want to work.
He didn't want to work, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Manziel.
He did it to himself. Johnny Manziel wasn't selected number 1 overall.
No,
These are only number 1 overall quarterbacks. Bryce Young,
I think he's gonna be good too.
I think he's just got to get the heck up out of it.
Yeah, I think Bryce is gonna be really good.
Survive 3 years, my guy.
Yeah,
survive those 3 years, and you'll be fine.
I pray for your future.
I looked up just the rookie years of like in the last since 1990, and so like Jameis Winston was going down my list. He threw for 4,000 yards, 22 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. He was rookie of the year. You had Baker Mayfield, 3,700 yards, 27 touchdowns, 14 NOs. 93 QBR, 63% completion, rookie of the year.
Right.
Cam Newton, 2011, 4,000 yards, 21 and 17, 60%,
4,000 yards.
Rookie of the year. Sam Bradford, 3,500 yards, and that was in 2010, 18 touchdowns, 15 NOs, 60%, 76%, 76 QBR, rookie of the year. Peyton Manning, 1999, 3,700 yards, 3,759 with 26 touchdowns, 28 NOs.
Oh, yeah, his first year was terrible.
Yeah, 71
first year
QBR, rookie of the year, though. So,
he won rookie of the year that year?
Yeah, Andrew Luck, 4,300 yards, 43.
I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah, 23 and 18.
He won rookie of the year with a 1-to-1 ratio?
He was rookie
of the year.
That
was a different
and
NFL.
Andrew Luck did not win rookie of the year.
Yeah.
The year that he came out.
Who did?
2012. I didn't look it up. So
you're
looking at it. You're looking at a situation where on the high side, you should at least get with the way that this is set up for him. We should be seeing somewhere in that 3,000, over 3,000. So who was it?
Luke Kuechly.
Robert Griffin.
Over Peyton.
Offensive. I'm sorry, Robert Griffin III.
For
Robert Griffin III.
RG3 had a year.
2012.
Yeah. Oh, Luck. Yeah.
Andrew Luck.
That's right.
RG3 had a year.
I could have put him on there, but yeah, in terms of the pressure of being the number one pick, I mean, Joe Burrow played 10 games and that year, so he had 2,688 yards with 13 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 65% completion, 89.8 completion. QB rating. Like he was on a tear before he got hurt. So I mean And Trevor Noah had 3,600 yards with 12 touchdowns, 17
Trevor
interceptions.
Lawrence?
Trevor Lawrence. Did I say Trevor Lawrence? What is it?
You said Trevor Noah, dog.
My fault. I did say that. Trevor
Noah, the comedian.
Yeah, he was
big jokes
slinging from South Africa. But
I throw for my village.
The barometer is like it should work in terms of at least 3,800 to 4,000. It would be interesting to see if Caleb is on a pace to actually break a rookie record based on giving this type of team he has.
Yeah, I literally said when we was talking about this a couple of weeks ago, me, Joel, and Pat, like I think his numbers are going to match up. If he gives you the Baker Mayfield season that he just talked about with the 3,700 yards, you got 27 touchdowns, 14 NOs, and you give me some rushing touchdowns on the ground, like he's definitely headed in the right direction. That's rookie of the year for sure, and the Bears should be in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's just don't mess it up, and you could be a reason that you're winning games.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And he has the wherewithal to know, like how good this team is already. I think he sees that he's gonna come in and do what he has to do.
And here's my point with all that. All those names that we just listed, right? Which one of them is coming into a better situation than Caleb? Which one of them came into a better situation than Caleb?
Luck is close.
Luck is close.
Baker line with Luck wasn't as good as it could be with
Baker didn't come
Caleb
into a better situation than Caleb.
This is the
Caleb's at the top right now.
Situation.
Caleb's at the top right now.
Technically, well,
because OBJ was his.
No, not his rookie year.
Not his rookie. You're right.
I'm saying he came in.
Yeah, it was the year after. I think it was the year after.
You could make an argument for Cam. Just because it was like depleted enough for him to do all he does.
With the entire team as constructed now,
it was like the perfect situation for him to come in and be impactful enough, to play his game and stuff like that. Like that's the only thing I would say. I'm not trying to say it was an overall better team, but like it was like the perfect situation for him.
That's the only thing I'm looking at is the entire team was better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think Cam's was a perfect. Cam was an anomaly. I don't think people
it wasn't a perfect
Cam.
Situation for him. He did have senior Steve.
He had
Steve
for
Smith
1
year.
He had good.
Well,
he had
nobody.
Year.
I don't think anybody saw what Cam was going to do.
It was Steve Smith, and like that was kind of it.
Yeah, because be for real, when you think Cam Newton, you don't think 4,000 plus yard passer.
Well, I remember his rookie season, so
yeah, he threw what 400 and what 35 yards or 450 yards in his first game, didn't he?
Cam is so different though. Like I keep saying, like bro. I don't
No,
think
this is
people
like
look-
second year study.
He just
I think the point
he was a player that like, bro, it didn't matter who you had on his team.
but
Like you could have had Ducks on his team, and he literally would have been like, "All right,
he was running.
y'all get on my back. Here we
Yeah,
go."
he was
Like
running
he
as
was
well.
such an anomaly of a player, bro.
Yeah,
It was him getting to the Super Bowl was like he literally was like, "I bet I'll get on my back. Here we go." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I would say this though, like in context with today's more modern NFL, I would look closer to Jameis, say from 2015 to now in the last 5 or 6, 7 years or so.
Yeah.
Because with like Jameis, you're looking at Baker, this is a little more modern of NFL. Now we got extra game now. It looks better. I mean, even Trevor Lawrence having over 3,000 yards passing, on the good side, we should see somewhere around 3,500 to over 4,000 yards.
Yeah, no, I think Trevor Lawrence is.
I was at 3,700.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, Grady
36-41.
has a good point.
You said Trevor Lawrence is what?
I think Trevor Lawrence is a bust, and nobody talks about it.
I'm just
I think he
saying-
gets a lot more chances than others do at
Hey,
being
Trevor,
better.
They have to. They
Trevor
want
Lawrence,
to win.
They want
Trevor
him to
Lawrence
be the
threw a lot
guy.
of interceptions that are untimely and cost his team the game.
Yeah, well, he
Yeah,
threw 12
absolutely.
touchdowns and 17 interceptions. So that
He
was
threw
his
a
rookie
lot
year.
of untimely.
and they keep giving him good options.
Yeah, I mean,
keep
well,
bringing-
that's what you're supposed to do. You took him number 1 overall. You got to.
They don't want to look
You
bad.
got to.
He's been trying to-
Sorry for the GM doing the job.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not mad
No,
at
my
that at
point
all.
is like
So
compared to Justin.
Hey, can I
Fields
just
not
make
getting
one
a shot.
wild statement that I think some people have actually said on mainstream media? I think that this one QB, like once he finally leaves the situation, may actually be good. I don't think Zach Wilson is as bad as people think.
All right.
Okay. well,
okay.
Let's
get into some NBA stuff. Kids, get back in this
roll,
conversation.
roll, roll the
that
credits.
Zach Wilson's going
Roll
to
the
lead the
credits.
Jets, and he's going to be better than Trevor Lawrence.
All right, let's get
I-
Kid back
I
in this
do, I
comfort
have
zone.
that.
There
We
it
have the
is.
credits. Put it back on the kid.
I mean, hey, listen, there you go. I mean, you put the credits on you, so that's good. You ended your
Matter of fact,
That's
let's
not
just run it back again. There we go.
There
There we go.
Oh, snap.
That was crazy. That was
Just
crazy.
saying, I don't think he's going to be.
You know what? Keep saying it. We'll just run it back again.
We running these credits
Run it
again.
back, run it back, run it back. One more time. Here we go.
It's so silly.
But no, I
It's
just
on a delay. All right.
Oh, snap.
I just think that there's that comment threw me off, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I had a point that I was gonna say, and I just can't believe.
Can I be real with y'all?
I can't believe he said Zach
I
Wilson.
only did-
Nah, don't you ringo
No,
this.
seriously.
Don't you ringo this.
I heard Colin say it. I was like, he got to be tripping. And then I was like, well, let me think. If I'm on shrooms and I'm drinking, is that
Now it's nah.
He
I would
wriggled in this
say
one.
this. I would
Nah.
give some credence to what you're saying because a lot of times it's the right pairing of quarterback with the system. There's a reason that the young guy got drafted in the first place, right?
Yeah.
But it may, and then because with these contracts and what's going on in the NFL, you only have so much time to produce. Now, if it was the old days where maybe he had 5 years to develop,
Yeah, you
it's
sitting
a
behind
Rich
a bad
Gannon
quarterback.
situation.
Yeah.
It's a Josh McCown in the right system. This guy's, being able to really throw the ball. But in today's game, it doesn't work like that. You got to hear it produce now. We want results now.
Yeah.
It's my money and I want it now.
LJG Wentworth.
Oh,
877 cash now. 877 cash now.
Hey, something,
I have a
something.
structured settlement and I need
We just
cash.
gave them a whole free commercial.
Right.
Just gave them a whole free commercial.
You started the
I
call.
did. That's on me.
JG Wentworth.
Hey,
Go ahead,
JG
us up
Wentworth.
for some sponsors.
Hey, we
We're
got to
here.
get them on the show.
Yeah, we got it.
I would love to just play that commercial again. Hey, man, let's keep this thing moving along. Appreciate y'all tuning in, showing love. Hit the like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a
All right.
5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Let's talk about some of these playoffs, my guy. The NBA playoffs are finally set. And we're going to give our NBA playoff predictions here. I think we got some interesting matchups. The play-in tournament is not going to be kind to the Chicago team. I'm not going to lie to you.
Nope.
Dang.
We have no size whatsoever. Like legitimately, Andre Drummond is down.